What is up, guys? Welcome to the South Coast. On today's video, we're going to pull the blade off the recycler to take a look at it and see how bad off it is after cutting the bermuda, after doing some sand leveling. I think it's pretty torn up. Let's take a look at it. All right, guys, so like I was saying, I've been cutting the bermuda about twice a week after doing some lawn leveling with a bunch of sand. And I noticed I've been getting sand drawn up and put into the collection bag. So I'm assuming that this blade has been really getting torn up by that sand. So I want to pull it off. We'll take a look at it. This is the old blade that I pulled off because I thought it was getting a little dull and worn out. And I'd sharpened this blade a couple times already. But just from what I'm seeing right here, this blade's in much better shape than the blade I have on there. So we're going to get it pulled off. We're going to touch this blade up with the grinder, get it nice and sharp, and then put this on, and we'll be back to the races. So let's get this blade pulled off. All right, guys, we're just going to use a 9/16 socket on the impact. Obviously, not supposed to be using chrome sockets on impacts, but, you know, whatever. All right, that came off pretty easy. Let's take a look at this thing. All right, guys, we're going to compare these two blades. So this blade is the one that I took off a while back, sort of at the beginning of this cutting season. Took it off to have it as a spare. I knew it was starting to show a little bit of signs of wear, so I pulled it off. This one was brand new when I put it on, and as you can see, it is completely worn out. You can see those curves on the cutting edges, and you can see these serrations, these mulching type serrations are more or less completely eroded. It's crazy to see the difference in these two blades. Like I said, I did a round of leveling on the lawn with sand, and I think just cutting twice a week after doing that leveling with the sand has really worn this blade out. So just wanted to show you the comparison between these two. I went way too long with this blade before deciding to really look at it and swap it out. So just something for y'all to pay attention to as you're mowing your grass. If you do any sort of leveling with sand, you're going to want to pay attention to that blade. It's going to wear out much faster, so just be aware of that. So we're going to go back to this blade. I'm going to throw a quick little sharpen on it. It's not in super bad shape, but it could use a little touch up with the grinder. So we'll get set up, we'll sharpen that blade up, and then I have an idea to use part of this blade later on down the road, so we'll just set it in the garage, set it aside. I'm thinking what I can do is cut just the center section out of here and use that as a spacer to get me a lower height of cut with a good blade whenever I want to do a height of cut reset on the lawn. So we'll set that aside for now. We'll get set up, get this one sharpened. All right, we get that blade sharpened up. We'll get this put back together. All right, should be good to go. Let's see how it cuts. All right, guys, well, that is going to wrap this one up. That freshly sharpened blade did a lot better than the last time I cut. Another thing I was trying to really focus on was going a little bit slower, so pushing along a little bit slower. You may be able to see there's some like half moon scalped spots all throughout the yard. I think it's a combination of things causing that. Number one, I'm trying to get a nice low cut with a 21-inch rotary mower, and they're not super forgiving on bumpy ground. Two, I got bumpy ground. I did one round of sand leveling on the yard earlier this spring, but I'm going to need a bunch more sand to really get all the little dips and bumps and humps and all that stuff worked out of this lawn. So that's the second factor. The third factor is I think I'm just pushing way too fast. There's a lot of up and down forces going on that handle. So today I tried to really focus on going slower, keeping a little bit of upward pressure on the handle to keep those front tires or front wheels planted on the ground, especially as that bag fills up. It has a tendency to want to lift those front wheels off the ground. So really tried to focus on that. I'm going to keep focusing on that the next few cuts, see how it does. I think it's probably going to take a couple weeks for those little half moon scalp spots or crescent moon shaped scalped spots to really grow back up. But I'm going to try to keep focusing on keeping that blade sharp, number one. Two, keeping that upward pressure and pushing slow as I mow, and just being more conscious of what I'm doing when I'm mowing. So I think that's going to wrap this one up. Hit that thumbs up if you like this video. Drop me a comment down in the comment section and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. The channel's growing pretty quick right now. It's super cool to see. I'm getting a lot more comments on my videos. I like interacting with y'all down in that comment section. So drop a comment. Share these videos with your friends if you'd like. But that's it for today. As always, I hope y'all have a good one. We'll catch you next time down here on the South Coast.